Well, this is Friday and I've just put the video up that I made and finished off today. While walking with Patsy, I found this tiny little baby wren on the driveway. So I just picked her up gently and put her onto the side in the green grass. Well, I'm a little bit out of breath, but I'm mowing and mulching. So I'm going to be taking the contents of this box, just doing this one-handedly here, and putting it straight on top of any weeds around the apple trees. Again, I'm doing this one-handedly, so but okay, we just pull out that ground elder. Put that on the top. Yeah. The reason why, and I've done this consistently over the 22 years since I first bought the cottage and the acreage, is that you're constantly feeding the soil, you see. This is what you're doing. And it works great too when there's a drought, because it helps to keep the moisture in around the tree base. So I'll just show you this one here. Yeah, it's midday as well, so this is the hottest, but there is a bit of a breeze today, so, and I am taking plenty of little breaks, plenty of little rests. There we go. So that's how that looks. Just pull out this ground elder from here. There we go. Thing about the ground elder, it's very hard to get rid of, unless you go in with all kinds of sprays and stuff, which I've never done. Everything's organic here. But you can keep it under control. That's the best you can do. And slowly, it kind of weakens, it loses its grip. So I've mulched around the plum tree. Got to do pruning on that. I'll get on with it. I don't just mulch with grass. I'll show you where I've been mowing and clearing this path up alongside the old polytunnel. Okay. So as I've been cutting back, there's my gloves and secateurs there. Still catching my breath from all the work. So this is cotoneaster. And you can see this little tree that I put in there, little variegated holly. I put that in, I think in the early spring, was it? You know, when I redid this lunacy garden. So I'm basically taking all the cuttings and I'm piling them up in situ along this particular edge, which is just kind of wild geranium. So I'm opening up this path, and you can see here I've been cutting back overhanging branches and whatever, and laying it all the way along here, because I have another, this is a rhododendron, which is a variegated one. So it was completely consumed by the overhanging cotoneaster. And you can see I've got up this far. I've got to clear my way through there, stone circle. I've got to clear this path as well, which is, I'll just hold this up. That's actually a path. This is how overgrown it gets at this time of year. You can hear the sheep up there in the hill, up that way. So, yeah. Now, it is hard work, especially during this weather. But it's good work. It's very satisfying, you know. I always feel very complete at the end of work like this. I feel as though I'm sort of entitled then, you know, to a cool drink, Well, not so much entitled. I sort of feel gratitude for being able to sit down in a cool cottage and have a cool drink. Yeah. It's interesting that, isn't it, actually? Gosh, look at the moss growing up the tunnel. Let's have a peep in. Oh, look at this. It's a bit overgrown as well. Nice and shaded up this end. Let's have a peep. Oh! Whew. I haven't tended to the grapevine this year. Again, you know, what does a girl do when she's on her own, doing most everything? Happily, may I add. Yeah. So I've got 2 sleepers there I'm going to use. Not today. Plans for the future. Oh, banging my head into overhanging fuchsia. You see this fuchsia here, now I know I'm going on a bit here, but I must just point out, this is that beautiful pink fuchsia, you know, and again, it needs just pruning back because, do you see the way the underside of it is sort of gone dead? So it's got very big for its boots. It needs to be brought down a bit. So in the weeks to come, I'll be pruning all this, taking out a lot of the dead wood and along there. Yeah. Oh, lovely big thistle over there. Oh, and look what's up above. Been seeing a lot of those recently. Yes, she says suspiciously. So I've just finished this upper lawn area. Again, those of you who aren't familiar with this was very infested with raspberry canes and bindweed. And the solution was to clear as much of the area and put it under lawn and just keep mowing it. So in this case, what I've done, I've taken the grass box off the mower and I've just let the grass sort of come out where it fell. And yeah, so this is an ongoing thing. It'll be possibly 3 or 4 years before the bindweed problem is sorted, although it is growing in the border, but that's okay, that's manageable. So the dogwoods will have to be trimmed back. I'm just trying to see some of the bindweed here, look. There's some of it there. Yeah. So that's growing along the geranium. So I'm just going to throw that back in there. Let me just hold on to this. And again, yeah. I find as well, actually, if you cut the geraniums back at this time of year, you'll get an autumn flowering. See, there's more bindweed down there. Look at that. Oh, that's okay. Pull out some of this mint. See, everything got very overgrown down here, or up here, should I say. That's buttercup, creeping buttercup, that is. You can see how dry the ground is. Look at the length of that. So again, just pile it up on this and let the best weed win. None of them will root because of the way that I've done it. Oh, now it's got a bit hot and I have a little task to do now. I've got to, excuse me, that's a wee bit better, isn't it? I've got to go off and help someone do a particular job, and yeah. Okay, that looks better. This has got to come down by about half, but I might just leave that now for this side of the autumn. And the cherry tree here has to be pruned. But again, that's an autumn job. So I think what I'll do now, I'll just sign off and upload this video. Need to take some of that out as well, don't I? because it's gone to seed now, you see, so it's no good for using in tea. This is cleavers, by the way. What I'll do is I'll just pop that on top of this pile here. There we go. Okay. Do you know, I'm just getting waylaid all the time. But oh, I've got to cut that back as well. There we go. And order once more is brought to the orchards of Bealtaine Cottage. I'll be able to bask in this now for a few days. Rain is expected, or not expected, until next Friday, possibly. There is a possibility of rain. And yeah, so the drought continues. Yeah, just leave that there for the moment. I need to go in and have a cool drink. There's my secateurs. Just pick those up. Yeah. Well, I think I deserve a cuppa now, don't you? Could I cut this back? But I'm not going to look at that just for the moment. You can see where I've been cutting back. Oh, look, there's a little person staring at me. That's just... I see you, you wee rascal. So just before I go, I want to show you, because it's not always successes here, you know. I know I try to show you the positive stuff, although I don't really pick and choose that much. But there's my strawberry pot. I've actually had to choose over which plants I can water and keep watered and which I can't. And it's been so heartbreaking having to do this. But once all the paperwork's done and the people are employed and everything else, I will have mains water. So this problem won't exist next summer. Yeah, I also had this lovely Magnolia stellata. And I should have got that into the ground. Now what I have done, I have drenched it in water from the sink in the kitchen. Just recycled water. And it's come on a little bit. You can see some green growth there, but I'm not too optimistic for it. And of course the ground is too hot and too dry at the moment to get it into the ground, but we'll see. Look, you know, it's not all plain sailing, and when there's a drought, there's a drought. Been trying to keep that rhododendron alive there. I've emptied most of the pots. I've also been trying to keep this rhododendron alive, and that means putting some water on it every day. So there we go. So just so as you know, life is sometimes a bit hard. You have to make choices, and that's it. Okay, so blessings to you all, and have a lovely weekend. And the coolness has come upon me, as they say in Ireland. We make more of a story out of each sentence. We're not blunt. So the coolness has come upon me. Now there's a nice image to be left with. In I go now to make some tea.